Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Rohan and I'm currently a third semester medical student at Ross University School of Medicine. And today in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what you should bring to the island if you are a new first semester student. This video will be talking about things that Ross University specifically does not mention, not including stuff like the medical equipment they tell you to bring, the professional attire, the scrubs, those travel documents. This video will not be including those things. This video will be talking about stuff that I believe are essentials for living and functioning just as a human, especially at Ross University or in a different country, a different area than you're used to. So I'm gonna make this video short and sweet. Let's just get right into it. The first section I'm gonna be talking about is toiletries. Now, if you've ever lived by yourself, you know the importance of toilet paper, of stuff like hooks, of stuff like something as simple as a shower mat. Well, I would say all three of those things are very, very important to bring when you live on the island. I'm so glad that I have so much toilet paper, so much toilet paper. I have a shower mat that I use and put outside my shower so that once I get out of the shower, I don't step on the hard wood. I'm stepping on a mat that can soak up all the water. It doesn't get the wood dry, or it doesn't get the wood wet. It keeps everything nice and organized and nice and clean. The shower mat is probably the best thing I brought to the island, one of the best things I brought to the island. And finally, I'm gonna say hooks. Hooks to hang your, I have a hook right here to the right of this camera where I hang my towels. I have hooks where I hang some hats or where I hang some other things. That is key, man. That is so key, because if you don't have hooks, sometimes the room brings hooks, but from my experience, those hooks fall off. And that way, if you have hooks with you, you're able to keep them hanging and keep your towels dry. And they can also be good with other stuff, anything that you need a hook for. But I'll say for toiletries, the three things you need are toilet paper, hooks, and a shower mat. Let's continue. So the next category I think that's so important to bring is the electronics. An absolute unnegotiable is a laptop. You might think that, oh, Ross University gives you an iPad, so you'll be able to use that for all your electronic uses. No, you absolutely need a laptop. You absolutely need it. For one, it's good because when you're in class, you have two screens. But for another thing, it's very important because there are a lot of essay-based assignments or word-based assignments, stuff like reflection pieces and SGL write-ups, which it's just essentially like a medical write-up, stuff like patient interview write-up. All these things are so important, you need a laptop for. I would also say that a flashlight and a surge protector are also two very important things you need to bring to the island. The surge protector is really good because they usually come with multiple plug points that you can use to plug in multiple things at once. So it's fantastic. It's an amazing thing to use. I would definitely recommend bringing one because there are not that many plug points in your room at Ross University. There's enough, but there's not enough for everything you need. So if you have a surge protector, it makes it that much easier. And the next thing, a flashlight. It is so important to bring a flashlight because sometimes the power goes out at Ross University. Sometimes, or you're in the housing area in Coverly. We call this area Coverly. Sometimes the lights do go out, the power goes out, and you need a flashlight. Like I have one right here. See? Sometimes you need this because if you're sitting down or if you're trying to get up, you're trying to go to the bathroom, but the lights are off, the power's off, and you can't see anything. It's dark at night. It gets pitch black here. It's dark. You need something like a flashlight to keep you able to see. So that's what I would say. For electronics, a flashlight, a surge protector, and a laptop. All so important things to bring. The next section I'm going to talk about is the cooking and diet section. So essentially, this is stuff like snacks or electronics that you should bring to the island and you should use. One thing, I will say that a Brita filter and an air fryer are important things to have on the island, but I don't necessarily think you need to bring them to the island. I'm including them in this section because they're essentials for us, for me and my roommates. A Brita filter makes it really easy. You just put water from the sink into the filter and then they'll filter it all out, and then within 10 to 15 minutes you'll have a bunch of purified water. So much easier than going and buying water bottles, huge water bottles from the gas station. It's so much cheaper. It's just much better. A Brita filter, I believe my roommate got one for us, and he bought it from somebody in Barbados. He didn't bring it from home. So I would say the burner filter is necessary to have, but you don't necessarily need to bring it from home. Maybe just buy it while you're here. An air fryer is another thing like that. I would say it's essential. I cook with an air fryer every single day. Every single day I use an air fryer. And I cook, that's why I cook dinner. Sometimes I cook lunch. Sometimes I cook lunch and dinner in an air fryer. And my other roommate, he brought the air fryer, but he did not bring it from home. He bought it while he was in Barbados. So again, that's another thing. If you can find a cheap deal while you're in Barbados, it's perfect. That's an amazing thing to do. The next thing I will say, you should definitely have snacks. Snacks like protein bars or protein shakes. That's what I have. I don't know if you can see it here. In the back there is where I keep a lot of my food, a lot of my snacks that I don't have room in the pantry for. And protein shakes and protein bars are the two essentials you need to bring. I'm someone that takes my fitness relatively seriously. I got something. And protein bars and protein shakes really help you stay hitting your protein intake, as well as it's cheap, somewhat low calorie. It's way cheaper in America than it is here. Way cheaper. You can buy them in bulk for so much less money than you can buy like 3 or 4 of them here. So I would definitely say bring stuff like that, because everything in Barbados is more expensive than in America. Everything. So if you can bring something from America that you know you'll need, that you think you can maybe buy in Barbados, but it's gonna be a lot cheaper in America. And if it doesn't take much space, totally bring it. Totally bring it. Such a good thing. But let's continue now. So the next section I have is the educational section. This is stuff that's not even necessarily school related. I would say it's more so the ways to spend your time, because there are a lot of ways you can spend your time. You can be scrolling on Instagram for hours and hours and hours. You can be watching YouTube videos that are pointless for hours and hours and hours. I would consider this video somewhat educational, because I'm telling you like what to bring as you come to Ross University. So I don't think this is a bad video to watch if I don't toot my own horn. But what I will say is that stuff to just fill your time, stuff like reading and journaling, reading and writing are 2 great ways to fill your time that I use every day. I think you should bring maybe 1 to 2 to even 3 books, maybe more than that. If you love reading, bring more than 3 books. I brought something like 5 or 6 books this semester, and I've read, you can see them right there actually. I forgot I include them here. You can include them, you can bring 5, 6, I think I have like 8 something books here in my room right now. They're not all right there, some of them are in my desk and stuff. But bring something like books, bring something like a journal to write your thoughts in, stuff like that. Because think about it, in 10 years, you will have loved the fact that you brought a journal and you wrote your thoughts and what you were thinking and what you were doing on that journal. You would love the fact that you could do that, because that's an amazing thing. You can look at the journal, you can do that. And it's amazing. And I think if you brought a journal with you to Barbados and you wrote it maybe even once a week, not every day. You don't have to. I do it every day, but you don't have to do it every day. Maybe once a week. That you'll be so grateful you did that in the long run. But let's continue. Moving on from educational, my final section is miscellaneous. Now these things include stuff like something like writing. I would say a huge important thing to bring: expo markers. Right behind me, unfortunately my phone is on like a tripod, so I can't necessarily turn it easily for you. But behind me right now, there's a big whiteboard, and I use that whiteboard. I used to use it a lot more than I do now. I used to use it for scheduling and stuff, but now I kind of just use it to study. I draw diagrams out, not every day, but enough to where I do have a use for it. And I brought multiple colors of expo markers. I got blue, green, red, black, all these colors. I would say if you don't bring expo markers or you don't have time to buy expo markers, that's completely fine, because there's a place, I'll make a video on it soon. There's a mall right next to the Ross University campus, not Coverly, the campus, where they sell stuff like stationery, like expo markers, pens, paper, notebooks, all these things. There's a store at the mall that sells that. So if you don't have time to bring an expo marker or to buy expo markers, don't worry about it, because you can buy them at the Ross University, at the Sky Mall, which is near Ross University. And there are also so many 5th semesters or upperclassmen who are selling their expo markers, because they don't need any more. They're gonna be leaving the island, or maybe they don't like using them. Maybe they don't use them ever, so they they want to give to other people. You can find that in the group chats, in the class group chats that everyone's invited to, stuff like that. It's very good, very good. I would say expo markers are a key thing. One thing, umbrellas are so important. It rains in Barbados every day. And sometimes it's for like 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes it's for 30 minutes straight. Like sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's light and sprinkling, but it's frequent. In Barbados, it rains a lot. And so an umbrella is so important to have. I have 2 umbrellas. I have two in one backpack. I don't know why. I didn't even know I brought 2 umbrellas until this semester, until I was 3rd semester. In that backpack, I have 2 umbrellas. I didn't even know. I just knew I had one, and then one day I checked the other pocket, and there was another one there. And I was like, dang, I have 2 umbrellas, it's amazing. It's perfect because if my roommates go out, they can just use one of the umbrellas that I have. They ask me, I'm like, sure, use this one. I have an extra anyway. So they take it, they bring it back, they put it down. It's perfect. But umbrellas are key. One umbrella at least is key. It doesn't have to be even a big one, but even one that's small enough to cover your head and your neck and your back area while you walk. Boom. That's boom. Done. That's all you need, right? That's all you need. And finally, what I will say you should bring is Clorox wipes. I think Clorox wipes are absolutely essential because I'm someone who loves to clean my workspace and my area, and it like anything else in life or like any other area in life, it will get dirty if you use it constantly. Like something like your phone, your laptop, even just like your desk or a handle, like your door handle, it will get dirty. Definitely get dirty. And it brings you sort of peace of mind, the fact that you can clean it, right? It absolutely brings you peace of mind that you can clean your laptop, you can clean it all, and you can just relax knowing that it's clean. Perfect. So I would say Clorox wipes are the final thing. This is the miscellaneous category. Clorox wipes are the final thing that you should bring. That was a doozy, but that was the end of my kind of do bring to the island stuff. I thought of including a don'ts category, but I don't know what else I would say. Maybe don't bring like a huge like a TV or like a huge PC or like a huge gaming console. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. But I will say, everyone's different. So some people need to bring something rather than others. Other people don't want to bring XXX. And another thing I want to say, there's so many more things I could have included in this video, but I really wanted to get the essentials, the absolute essentials for health, for peace of mind, for effectivity, for cleanliness, for food, for diet. I really want to include the absolute essentials. So I hope that's what I did in this video. I hope you found it useful. Don't want to drag this out for too long. My name is Rohan. I'm a semester 3 medical student at Ross University. Remember, stay calm, cool, and collected at all times. And I will catch you, my friend, in another video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.